How's it going, guys? Little Regret 265 here, and today I'll be continuing my series on the GT Sport Ultimate Assists Guide. Now it's going to be exactly what it sounds like, a deep dive into how all of the assists work on the game in full detail, and how they can be utilized to your benefit in order to lower your lap times, make your gameplay experience more enjoyable, and turn you into a better driver. Word to the wise, braking is important. No you tell me. But a man of legend, much faster than I, once said that brakes are for so much more than just slowing down. I'll spare a lot of the advanced talk on weight transfer and all, since it's not exactly an assist, but we will be slamming on the ABS system in GT Sport, as well as the brake balance controls while we're here. ABS, short for Anti-Lock Braking System, is the final active assist, and perhaps the most popular of them all in GTS. It is on by default and is a universal game setting, meaning if you change it for one car, you change it for all cars. This can be altered in the pre-race driving options menu, if you like. Its main function is retaining control under braking by managing your brake inputs to give you the most grip while slowing down and turning. In other words, it keeps your brakes from locking up. Your ABS indicator will be on the left side of the HUD, and the icon will be of a brake with the letters ABS in the middle. Virtually any time you use the brakes with the system armed, that little indicator light will turn red to show that ABS is working, even if only a fractional amount. Your brake indicator will also begin to turn partially red to show the amount of braking it is limiting, similar to traction control. Another way to put it is like traction control, but for your brakes, dude. It's crazy. However, it doesn't feel so crazy because it's just what you might expect. The car slows down normally, no drama, no fuss, nothing out of the ordinary if you normally drive like that, which is common on road cars today and is also utilized in a number of different racing series. So to demonstrate, let's go for a drive without it. Mama ain't raised no, as they say. You'll find out that especially in GT Sports racing cars, it's way harder to slow down for turns without locking up a couple wheels, basically where the wheel stops moving and slides across the asphalt while the vehicle is still in motion. The car is still slowing down with the wheels locked up, but it's much more difficult to control and less effective than braking at the limit of grip. You may also notice that the indicator for the ABS light is constantly yellow. I'm not exactly sure why it is yellow as opposed to being off like the other indicators, but I assume that is to serve as some sort of warning to the driver, perhaps. Now that I've died several times off camera for your benefit, let's discuss the modes that ABS has. The default setting is the most prevalent and allows you the most control on the brakes. You can turn and brake at the same time with decent maneuverability, and the car stops consistently. There's also a mild setting, and it simply provides less ABS intervention. What this does is make the car stop a bit more harshly and further limits your ability to turn while on the brakes. Proper braking technique, especially trail braking, is far more crucial here, but it can potentially award a greater range of vehicle dynamics. As you know already, turning the ABS off entirely just makes the car a lot more difficult to stop, but still allows you a similar level of control, provided you do it right. There's a lot to unpack here, but one big myth out of the way. The majority of GT Sport players use ABS in competition scenarios because driving without ABS for the most part is slower due to the granular nature of how the brakes behave. A couple of percent too much in GT and they lock up with little to no warning or sensation through the controller. Even mild ABS yields very similar stopping distances to default, with default ABS yielding higher gains in tire wear. I also felt subjectively like I had more control over the vehicle in most, if not all, situations on the default setting, but that's a personal thing. Naturally, in a tactical sense, you want to try and use ABS's added stability and maneuverability to find your optimal handling balance with your vehicle. But for the most part, your ABS setting won't change often. It's not something you can change on the fly anyway, so most people just leave it on the default and never think about it again. What you can change on the fly is your brake balance. This is a per car setting and each has its own range where the brakes like to work best. You have a set of values from -5 to +5, where negative values correlate to more front wheel braking and positive values correlate to more rear braking. There are several implications of this and they're both tactical and can impact your pace, which is why I put these sections together for this video. Before I get into it, there are several YouTubers who have covered brake balance far better than I'm about to, and I'd highly advise you to go check out their videos, linked below if you want to learn more. I believe Z28 has put up guides, the Key 25 has a really good one, Super GT has done one, and there are plenty more to search if you're looking for more info on that. In a nutshell for GT Sport though, the brake balance alters two key things, stability and rotation under braking, and tire wear. Drive layouts will factor in the most heavily here, as the way the car moves around on its tires will matter. This varies from car to car, and experimentation is key, but generally speaking, lower or negative values, i.e. front bias, will promote more stability under braking and tend to wear the front tires more quickly than the rears, while higher or positive values, rear bias, will do the opposite, creating more rotation at the rear end and tending to wear the rear tires more quickly. This is highly useful in a race to suit your situation and tune out some of the negative qualities of a car under braking, which is commonly done in many real forms of motorsport. You can use the balance setting to counteract your tire's natural wear pattern, which can help give you the edge on pit strategy or race pace. Countering the wear pattern is best done preemptively, but any offset will help by pushing more braking demand to less worn tires. Also, you can influence your car's approach to the corner in the way you want it, whether that's for maximum attack in qualifying or a safer setting during the race, and you can experiment with this very easily through the brake balance adjustment in the MFD. Plus, it's available whenever and wherever, even for cars in situations where tuning is disallowed, only through the MFD though. Gains will not be huge outright, but the handling balance can change enough to give a driver a lot more confidence behind the wheel. All in all, the ABS system in GT Sport, and really many other GT games, is one of the most approachable implements in the genre right now. Most realistic? Far from it, but it works and it really gives a player agency in ways that real life couldn't achieve. Whether you enjoy that is down to personal preference. The brake balance system is also great and borrows from more advanced simulators to deliver a highly useful feature to the series, and it's on you to find the best way to use this to rise above the competition. While I like to have the most realistic everything in the past, nowadays I wouldn't ever think to change the braking system in GTS, or alter my style. But how do you guys feel? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for making it to the end of this one. We're just about done with the assists, though doing the series has made me want to cover some other items as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, but if there's anything I can do to make it better, don't be shy to let me know. I'll have the rest of the playlist linked at the end of the video. Stop by my Twitch streams at LittleRegret265 if you want to see more racing action kind of in the heat of the moment. And if you want to be notified of any further content, don't forget to subscribe and check that bell icon. Until next time, I hope you stay safe, live well, and stop by for the next video. Sorry for the dad jokes. Bye for now.